الحمد لله وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأصلي وأسلم على رسول الله صلاة وتسليما يليقان بالحبيب المصطفى النبي المجتبى صلوات ربي وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وتابعيه وتابعي تابعيه إلى يوم الدين. أحبتي وأحبائي في الله, our dear brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, the future of Islam, inshallah Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. I would like to remind myself as well as all of you that the month of Ramadan is an intensive training course. We have registered for this course, free of charge, free course. So benefit from it as much as you can and try to understand what is going on, what is happening, in order to change something inside you, inside your brain, your thinking, your heart, and so on and so forth. And if we do not do so, we're really wasting our time and our effort. Now you drive and we'll come to the masjid and indulge in the prayer 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and go back home almost 2 hours. If we're wasting those 2 hours without any benefits, wallahi we're mistaken. But if we are intensifying our training in this course as hard as we can, we'll be benefiting from it. On the first rak'ah of the second two, the first ayah I read on page 184, ذلك بأن الله لم يكن مغيرا نعمة أنعمها على قوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم وأن الله سميع عليم. The meaning of the translation, more or less, definitely without any doubt, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never our bounties in favor of us. He has given many of them, especially if you think of the faculties Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, of the brain, of the vision, of the hearing, of the tongue, of talking, liver, kidneys, you name it. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never change them to the best function ever. Yani no sickness, no illness, no nothing. Except when we have to change from within. Change from within. How? Again, it is intensive training for us. If we're not changing something inside us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never change all of those faculties, all of those ni'am, all of those bounties to the best ever. Two things I would like to share with you tonight in order to do your best. Remember, wallahi, do your best to change them. And here we're working in our minds and in our heart. Those two things. Okay? Just bear witness with me. افتكر شيئين: إساءتك للناس وإحسان الناس إليك. Always, always, always remember two things in your life. Remember two things. Train your brain to remember those two things. Never forget them. How much you were negative toward people around you, in any types of negativity, even by looking at someone in a bad look, or saying something negative, saying something bad, of thinking of him or her in a bad way. Always remember that one. Always remember. And also remember إحسان الناس إليك. Remember what good people have done toward you. Okay. You remember how bad I was, and you remember how people were good to me. Because many times people were thinking totally the opposite. That negative ways in our life, mentally, psychologically, emotionally, would cripple us. And can you imagine someone around you in your class or in your neighborhood or in your workplace or one of your employees? You always remember how bad that person is. But think of yourself, how bad I am toward that person, in order to correct it, in order to be much better to that person. And what I'm saying, that half empty cup or half full cup and so on and so forth. In your discussion, in your ways of thinking, you're saying something and all of a sudden the other person would reply in a very, very, very negative way. There is no need for that. Remember, when you do it, do your best not to do it anymore. That's why when we're saying, remember how much you have done something bad toward people in order to change those bad things you have done toward bad things toward people, in order to change them to good things. Think positively, more and more and more. And remember how people were so good to you, in order to appreciate what they have done, in order to say thank you. I'm really thankful and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I'm really thankful and grateful to you as well. وَانْسَ شَيْئَيْنِ. Always forget two things. Always forget them. Train your brain, train your thinking, train your way of dealing with people to forget two things. إحسانك للناس وإساءة الناس لك. Never remember how much of time you do good things toward people. You've done it, put it in your scale of good deed, put it in your account with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Don't keep reminding yourself, I helped him in this way, I supported him this way, I have done these good things for him. You always remind yourself as if you're in a position above him or her, or you always in help and support, not thinking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's always helping and supporting. You're always making yourself as if you're doing favor to people around you. You remember, I have done this for you. You remember when you called me the other day to help you in that thing, I came and helped you. You remember when I did? No. Do it and forget it. Leave it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you for this. Otherwise, you always think you are much better than people around. But this is not the case, wallahi. And also, forget about this. إساءة الناس لك. People are treating me in a bad way. People are treating me in a negative way. People are saying something bad about me. People never be in my side when it comes to help and support and so on and so forth. Forget all of the above. If you keep nagging and complaining and mentioning, wallahi, it is my mom did such and such, it is my dad did such and such to her, it is my brother and it is my sister, it is my brothers and it is my sister, it is my relatives, it is my friends, it is my classmate, it is my co-worker, it is my neighbor, did bad things, all bad things, all my entire life. Then what? You always feel, always, all the time, down, 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 down. Depressed, depressed, depressed. And it will never help you to change the situation at all. So whenever something bad happened to you, forget it. And a lot of people say, wallahi, this is very hard. Our memory always, remember bad things. Always not to forgive or forget. Train yourself during the month of Ramadan to do those things. If you're able and capable of that wonderful training of remembering two things, I'm not that good always toward people. I have to change myself toward people. to be more good. And also I remember that they have been helping me. They have been supporting me. They have been in response to what I'm asking them. I relate to them more. And to forget about those things, when I do something good to people, do it, forget it. يعني زي ما بنقول كده بالمصري يعني اعمل الخير والمية البحر. يعني do it and leave it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to reward you for it. And in the meantime, this is the most difficult one in our life. When people are not good to us at any way, at any situation, at any level. How come I forget this? No. Forget and forgive. انسى واصفح. أو انسى واغفر واصفح. Don't remember, forgive, forget, and pardon people around you. Wallahi, يعني not to hide from you, in my profession, when some people would come and ask for some counseling and help, when I found those type of people, it took me forever to change those things. And it is mainly the main core of their mental, psychological, emotional disturbance in their life. Brilliant. Always remember bad things. Always remember how they are good to everyone around and no one would care. Always remember, I have been always good and no one does care about me. Always remember, I have been helping them and never helped me, and so on and so forth. To change that mentality of people, it is not easy. But the only way during this month of Ramadan, intensifying your training by the help and grace and mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there I say, I will do this as much as you can. That's why ذلك بأن الله لم يكن مغيرا نعمة أنعمها على قوم حتى يغيروا ما بأنفسهم وأن الله سميع عليم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always listening and hearing and watching what we're doing and what we're saying. To train yourself in order for those wonderful faculty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given to us, especially that brain and that heart, not to let anything wrong or bad or negative come to them, but always good things come to them in order to live my life happily. Otherwise, if you only think negatively and you think of people, how they are such and such, you are the one who's paying the heaviest price. You will never live a happy life. So stick with this. Let's stick with the ayah of the Quran, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala during those blessed days of the month of Ramadan to help us to change our mentality, inshallah rabbil alameen. Allahumma ameen, Allahumma ameen. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.